elite police units from Devon and Cornwall are cracking down on criminals.
Hey, fucking pigs, make it!
The Road Crime Unit is a 7-strong team no drug dealer wants to meet.
I'll also be searching you under Section 23 of the Misuse of Drugs Act.
Binge drinkers and manhunts are the staple diet of the dog unit.
You're coming in drunk and disorderly, sir.
Put your hands behind your back.
And no door or situation is too tough for TAG, the Tactical Aid Group. 3 crack teams combined with the best clips from around the world. Road Wars brings you the reality of crime on the front line. Coming up, a thieving hobby.
Crikey, how many have you done?
Trapped in a fireball. And an angry drugs bust.
Get that camera! Oi, behave yourself!
Anything can happen policing the streets, and in Road Wars, the unexpected is always just around the corner. In Ashburton, the Tactical Aid Group is led by Sergeant Tony Willis. He's a long-standing TAG recruit.
I'm not going to let you swallow, mate. You start swallowing, I'm going to squeeze you, OK?
Tony is specially trained in taser, large-scale public order and rapid door entry. And today, he's leading an early morning raid in Torquay.
We've received information that there's a property nearby has stolen property and drugs on the premises. So a warrant has been drawn, force entry into front door if necessary, and search the premises and see what we find.
The team never know what they're coming up against. Their protective kit is capable of withstanding knives and even bullets.
All happy where we're going? Yeah? Dave and Gav, sorted? If you go after myself,
yeah.
OK, and everyone else following behind.
The team have got their orders. It's time to get to work. One tool of their trade is the enforcer. It makes getting through doors that bit easier. Tony knows there's a dog at the address, so another handy device is a fire extinguisher, which can be used to deal with fierce animals.
Dog. Just be ready for it, mate. Possibly won't need it, generally don't, but just be ready for it.
The unit are poised to take down the door. But they're in luck. It's unlocked. The homeowners are all in the lounge with some friends, making the house very easy to secure.
Your placement, is it? Yeah. What's your name?
The open door's certainly given them the element of surprise.
Right, just for the time being, I'm just going to handcuff you, okay, mate?
Tony swiftly discovers the pet dog is friendly. Its owner is another matter.
Can you not pull my dog around like that? It won't fucking hurt ya.
Who actually lives here, Alan?
The lad is concerned about his dog, but challenging the police like that isn't clever.
Who sent that to me then? I was put him by the collar, mate. I'm sure you do that.
No, don't pull
It's fine, it's fine. Listen, mate, we're in control in here, not you, OK?
No, it's my fucking house, mate.
Well, we'll just get you out of here. Do you want us to get you out of the way?
You can search it.
Keep yourself nice and calm, otherwise we'll just take you outside and we'll put you in the van. So just calm yourself down, all right?
With the situation under control, the team start to unearth evidence of drug use all around the house. And the upstairs bedroom, where the baby sleeps, is not your average nursery, as Simon Boubier discovers.
As you open it, there's a small hydroponic setup inside. Probably got about 8-9 plants worth in there.
It's a big homegrown cannabis factory, but that's not all. Back downstairs, the team find a safe, and inside are more drugs.
Bit dry now.
This time it's cannabis resin, or hash. Unlike dried weed, it's made from oil compressed from the plant. Downstairs, Tony starts to total up exactly what's been seized.
Upstairs we've got, I think, approximately 12 cannabis plants growing in a hydroponic setup.
And amazingly, more drugs just keep on turning up. A new batch of young plants is found in a cupboard. Bagged up dry cannabis is found in shoe boxes, and even the stalks are preserved in a jar. There's a large amount of money in the kitchen cabinet. The drugs won't be the only items being seized.
There's £465 there we're going to seize from that cabinet. You happy with that, OK?
You've got to do it.
Yeah, we have.
Where's the telly from, mate? Telly?
Get your phone out of your pocket and phone him up now and tell him to get the TV documents up here, because that ain't going nowhere. That ain't... Get the phone.
Don't get funny.
Well, yeah, you ain't taking my telly. It's legal.
Ash is a reasonable question, haven't we?
Perfectly legal. Telly, taking my Xbox and that's legal.
We
need to prove it.
What else are you going to take off my kids?
The man claims he bought the TV legitimately, but the police can take anything they think is stolen or bought with drug money.
Basically, good evidence of possession with intent to supply. What we've got in here is cutters for cutting up the cannabis. You see blocks of cannabis resin, got a set of scales and a little bit of money, all in the same little container.
All evidence of drug dealing and anything thought to be stolen is loaded into the van. The tag teams turned up a colossal amount of cannabis, and it's all got to be taken back to the station. Some will be used in evidence, most will be destroyed. It turns out there were no stolen goods in the house. There was no evidence the woman was stealing, but the man later pleaded guilty to the drugs, and his narcotics nursery is now firmly closed for business. Still to come on Road Wars. A melee on the motorway.
Right, I ain't got epilepsy at the moment.
A crash and dash.
3 runners now.
And an angry dad.
You can go there.
Coming up in part 2, a lucky escape.
Holy shit.
High speed and head on.
Still wrong side of the road.
And a hidden stash.
I wondered why you didn't want me to put my hands in your pocket.
It's Saturday night and Ian Luggy and Chris Davidson from the Road Crime Unit are sitting up on a bridge above the M5 near Tiverton.
It's a red Vauxhall Astra. It'll be heading...
You go on the bridge, mate.
The boss of the unit, Sergeant Jim Anderton, has just let them know a suspect car is heading their way.
We've got a vehicle that is on one of our markers, police concerned, Class A drugs. So Luggy's out looking at it, because this time of night it's very difficult to see the vehicles. So Giles popped up on the on-slip.
Might have been the one in the outside lane. Can't see it clearly.
Hey?
Might have been the one in the outside lane.
Giles, you're going to have to go down the inside lane, mate. Luggy thinks he's seen it, but not definite. Lane 1. We'll stay here, cover the junction.
Luckily, their 2 RCU colleagues are already on the motorway.
Giles and Roger have got it spotted. Right, they've got 3 people stopped in the vehicle. So we're going to go down and back them up, help detain them. Oh, it's 4 of them now. They've always found someone else, small person.
Something like in the boot.
Yeah, so we're going to go down and back them up and do some searching.
The car has 4 people on board and is linked to Class A drugs, so there could be trouble. Roger and Giles are introducing themselves to the men in the front, while Chris and Luggy cover the rear.
Do you want to step out, fella? Just stand at the side of the road so we can get...
Hello, mate. Right. Hey? We're detaining you, mate, for purposes of drug search.
Get that camera!
Oi, behave yourself!
Fucking camera out of my face, man.
Stop swearing, otherwise you'll get nicked, all right?
Yeah, right.
OK?
Get that camera out.
No, he's staying here. Right, out you get.
Hey, listen, I'm on...
He's got epilepsy, mind.
Right, I ain't got epilepsy at the moment. He's just gobby.
The lad's reaction is making Chris very suspicious.
Get that camera!
Oi, behave yourself!
Often criminals will have outbursts like this to distract police in order to hide or ditch drugs. Chris is used to this.
You've been quiet and listened to what I said instead of being gobby. Right, stay there a minute. Right, you got anything on you that you shouldn't have? No. Nothing? No.
While Chris searches this man, Roger, Giles and Luggy question the other 3.
Do you take any substances at all?
What, like protein?
Or anything, man? Anything illegal?
Nah, it's just steroids, man.
Don't do steroid rubbish now?
Last year, the Road Crime Unit seized over £3 million worth of drugs, cash and contraband.
Is there anything in the car we need to know about?
No.
There is nothing in their pockets, but there is police intelligence linking the car to drugs.
We'll take this chap and the other 3 lads back to Clumpton Police Station along the vehicle and we'll do a full search after the misuse of drugs. So we're just waiting for Jim to turn up because obviously we've got more of them than we have cars.
This lad is obviously used to making polite conversation with the cops.
I'm an ex-car thief, yeah, right?
An ex-car thief to get a pension when you retire?
No, you only get paid when you work, see?
Yeah, exactly.
Next stop, Clumpton Station.
Going to go in one at a time.
For a full search of the car and the men.
No, there's no fingers going anywhere.
Out in the car park, Jim, the sergeant of the unit, finds a sweet surprise in the car.
Funny thing is, you go to McDonald's and everything's free, apart from when you steal it like that lot.
It's not drugs, but there's enough sugar here to put you on a high for days.
I suppose you could say he's got a receipt. That's for Magnus cider, Stella Artois and cheese sandwich. Unbelievable.
But that's not the only bag with a surprise inside.
That's a bit of cannabis weed. Smells quite pungent.
And it doesn't stop there.
We have another bag of cannabis. And again, bloody stinking. It's quite pungent. That's quite well dried out, that.
There's several £100 worth of cannabis here. Jim wants some answers.
Right then, chaps.
Yeah.
There are various items in the vehicle
Yeah.
which shouldn't be there.
Fag packet.
And I'm sure some people here know what they
Yeah,
are.
fag packet.
Now, either all of you know, or none of you know, or one of you knows.
Me.
You know.
Yeah.
What?
Fag packet with green rat in it and a bit of pot for the sodas. Passenger seat.
Does that belong to you, does it?
Yeah.
Anything else in the car belong to you?
Yeah.
Alright, take this chap outside, caution him, find out what he's going to tell you. You go with him. Get some cuffs on him, please.
I'll do it in here, John.
It took a while, but the lad has eventually admitted to knowing about the drugs in the boot. He's got some serious questions to answer, but his mates are remaining very tight-lipped.
Who is the driver of the vehicle?
Me.
You're the driver of the vehicle?
Yeah.
And you don't know what's in it?
No.
Have you had the vehicle all day today?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been in your possession all day.
Yeah.
And you've been with it all day?
Yeah.
But the driver's only borrowed the car and isn't insured, so it's seized.
As you can see, we've managed to locate some cannabis in the boot. As soon as we went in, we put the four of them, if any of them were going to own ownership to them, and one of the lads did. Under caution, he admitted it was his, and he bought it up in Bristol for £200, because it's a lot cheaper up there, apparently, than it is down here, so we must be doing something right to curtail the drug trade. Anyway, he's been interviewed under voluntary attendance. He'll receive a summons through in the next few weeks for being in possession of Class B cannabis. The driver's also been interviewed at the moment to ascertain whether he knew anything about it as to the location of the car. He was the driver. So Giles is just finishing that off, and a report file will go in the morning. So it's a nice little result to what has been quite a quiet night.
No further action was taken against two of the group, but the lad with the cannabis will now have to explain himself in court. As for the car, that was later collected by someone who did have the appropriate insurance. In London, one of the Met Police's 3 choppers have been scrambled after this grey VW Golf failed to stop for cops.
Yeah, MP's vehicle now off. He's stopped the marked vehicle and he's off at speed.
The driver's wanted for 7 outstanding warrants. He's picking up speed on country roads, but he can't escape the chopper crew who are firmly fixed on him.
And the marked units are hold back, please. Approaching the A1 now.
It's 5:45 in the evening and the roads are getting busy.
And it's a right onto the A1.
The wanted man is getting more risky and dangerous, swerving across all 3 lanes.
Traffic is quite heavy and the road has been raining.
He got away with this manoeuvre, but this driver is moments away from causing mayhem.
Undertaking now on the inside lane.
There are speed-reducing lines on the road, but the Golf isn't slowing. Traffic is backing up at the roundabout, so the driver takes a detour.
All units stand by, no further communications. It's Indian 99 only. It's just gone through the service station.
A few seconds later, and the cyclist could have been killed.
Wrong way onto the roundabout now. Stand by. Back on the right carriageway. Southbound now. Southbound A1M now towards Apex. Southbound towards Apex. Undertaking vehicles.
Weaving in and out of traffic, this driver's putting more than just his own life on the line. Getting more desperate, the driver's stunts go from risky to reckless as he cuts in front of the green car with millimetres to spare.
Okay, 100 yards. Albany to the crash, stand by. He's lost it 200 yards north of the roundabout. We've got one runner, two runners, three runners now, all southbound on the A1M towards Apex. He's lost it. I don't think anyone's been hurt as far as I can tell. Three runners now. They've run south and then left behind the houses.
They've split up, but there's nowhere to hide from the helicopter.
Right, MP, I need units please to the A1M, Marsh Lane and Cross Close.
Despite jumping over fences, these lads aren't getting very far, as the chopper crew guide in the ground units.
Well, the unmarked car to go forward by 50 yards. Both cars go forward, take your next left, and then they'll come out onto the road.
One tosses a jacket into a bush to try and change his appearance, but it's pointless with the eye in the sky watching their every move. They're playing it cool, but their number's up.
Yeah, stop.
An unmarked police car surprises them. And they're nicked.
Right, MP, that's two detained. The other one split, we're going to try and find him. He's in that triangle somewhere.
Despite splitting up from his friends, the driver didn't get very far. He was arrested a few hundred metres down the road. It's closing time on Saturday night. And spirits are high.
Let's have a quick word with you, please.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
A security guard in Exeter has waved down dog handler Gareth Rees after catching two trespassers. They were spotted in a park, right behind a nightclub that's notorious for drug dealers.
You've been in Northern Hague Gardens?
I don't like the television. Can you give me the data upon respect?
I'll tell you what you're going to do.
Yeah.
If you don't come down here, I'm going to come up there and I'll arrest you and I'll take you in and we'll have a talk.
There are security guards on hand, but Gareth's the only cop around to deal with these two.
What I've got to do is I've just got to make sure that you've not done anything that you shouldn't have. You've not stolen anything.
No,
I understand that, and if that's the case, that's going to be the end. If that's the case, that's going to be the end of it. What's your name?
Hey?
What's your name, please? Surname?
No.
No?
Yes. Yeah, what's your name?
My name's PC Gareth Rees. How's that?
Much, right.
Okay? Don't get funny, because at this moment in time...
You might know my,
At this moment in time, let's just keep things in perspective. I'm well within my rights to arrest you, okay?
Why?
I don't want to, because there's no need to.
Why are you going to arrest us for what?
Because you've trespassed where you shouldn't have done, okay? You've admitted that to me. Now,
Richmond Gardens, we didn't know there was a party on.
Is it all secure? So they've climbed over the Wallow fence. Yeah.
We didn't walk for it. We didn't, because we said to the people.
Just keep calm. Listen to me. Just keep calm. What I'm trying to do is I just want to make sure that there's no offences.
One is slurring his words, but the other is staying suspiciously quiet.
What's in your rucksack? Let's get this over and done with very, very quickly, because then you can go down the road.
These men have already been spotted trespassing. Gareth has to search them to make sure they haven't been up to anything else.
Right, you can put all your stuff back in your rucksack now.
One down. The other's not so keen to be searched.
Yeah, but I'd rather you didn't fucking...
Don't swear at me.
No, I'm not swearing at
you. You just watch everything I'm going to do.
You're right.
Okay?
All the gates are locked in there, secure.
Well, I wondered why you didn't want me to put my hands in your pocket.
Yeah.
Victor, Delta 83, I'm going to need a unit here. We're going to have one in custody.
Gareth has pulled out a bag of drugs.
Got one in possession of what I believe to be cannabis.
Don't...
Hey.
No, but he doesn't have the right to do, mate, under human rights.
Now, it works like this. You ain't in no position to start arguing with me.
I'm not arguing with you.
Good.
Am I?
I've given you a bit of advice, now keep your back to him. All right?
All right. OK, ciao, Rasta.
This man's weekend is taking a turn for the worse. Gareth has found his drugs. He's facing a long night in a cell.
Turn around,
yeah, no worries,
put your hands behind your back.
Yeah. Ciao, Rastafari.
Ciao, Rastafari.
The man is claiming he's innocent, even though he's been caught red-handed.
But we ain't doing nothing wrong, mate. We ain't harming anybody.
You can go.
Can I?
Yeah, thank you.
His friend is innocent and allowed to go. The only place this man will be going is a police cell.
Just watch your head.
As you get in.
No, but I'm older than you boys, like, you know. So a little bit of respect, like, you know.
Well, you're only 6 years older than me.
Joe Rasta.
Hey, you're 6 years older than me. All right?
All right. No worries, yeah.
Gareth's heard enough. He may be older, but it's not wise to carry a bundle of drugs around with you. It's time to get him back to Heavytree custody, where there are more surprises.
The bag that I found out at the scene.
Yeah, but I'd rather you didn't fucking...
I could see there was some smaller bags containing a white powder. So I opened up the bag and there found a number of other bags containing what I believe to be cocaine.
During a strip search, police realised this elder was packing a lot down his pants. It wasn't a sock, but more drugs.
And we found another bag containing a number of wraps of what I believe to be cannabis resin. He was also in possession of £200 in cash, all of which have been seized. Obviously, the drugs have got to now go away for analysis. He'll be interviewed in the morning and we'll see what he's got to say.
What started out as trespassing has turned into a great arrest for Gareth. There was no evidence the man was dealing, but for possessing amphetamine and cannabis, he was later fined £200. Still to come on Road Wars, dangerous boys' toys.
Quite a nasty thing.
Late night shopping and backseat abuse.
You would treat anyone exactly the same. You would give me a producer and I'd be on my way.
Coming up on Road Wars, a burglar drops in, a driver clears out, and a drunk spins off. Grabbing hold of criminals is rarely straightforward. In Middlesbrough, the driver in front is wanted on suspicion of a violent burglary.
7-7, we're behind. We're going past UGC to our offside.
At first, the suspect seems to be pulling over. It's not what the police were expecting.
The vehicle is slowing now, 20 miles an hour. The vehicle's stopping. Stand by.
Taking no chances, the police pull in front and box him in.
Stop the car!
But before they can, the suspected burglar drives off.
Stop! Stay! Stay! 7-7 urgent. The vehicle is making off.
They clearly have the right man, as the fleeing driver tops 80. It's pouring down and it's rush hour.
He's on the roundabout.
Careering over a roundabout is dangerous, but driving into oncoming traffic at high speeds is suicidal.
He's on the wrong side of the road. Still wrong side of the road. Towards Bramble. Yeah, 40 miles an hour. We're just hanging off because he's head on into oncoming traffic. He's now on the pavement towards the traffic lights at the Majestic Bingo. To crash.
Despite skidding into a car and smashing into a barrier, the burglar has taken off on foot. But the officers are right on his tail. With sheer recklessness like this, it's lucky no one was killed, let alone injured. A few minutes later, the runaway was caught carrying a large quantity of drugs. He was arrested for aggravated burglary, dangerous driving and drug dealing. It's the early hours and dog handler Steve Cruz has been called to Crediton. A gang of teenagers has been spotted interfering with cars and it's down to him to find them.
One's wearing a white top, the other has a bobble hat and one has a rucksack.
Got some males tampering with cars in the car park in Crediton.
Concerned they could be trying to steal cars, Steve has to put his foot down, as he's still 5 miles away.
A unit's in Crediton already and they've stopped some males matching description in a kebab shop. And he searched one of them and they got a screwdriver in his pocket, which obviously coincide with breaking into cars. So we're just going to shoot onto the kebab shop and see if he needs any help.
It's closing time and the kebab shop has been cleared to deal with the gang.
How you doing, all right? Hi guys.
Do some proper search.
What's happening?
Just being a bit stupid. Yeah.
Were you? By doing what?
Just like taking car badges. Yeah.
Taking what, sorry?
Car badges off. Yeah, it's just been fun.
Right, okay. We're just going to do a search for your pockets and stuff, okay?
Yeah,
all right?
just do your pocket, mate.
Okay, we'll just put that on the seal there. You haven't got anything sharp in there, anything, have you? That's going to hurt me, no? Okay, what's on
These youngsters are all well under 18. It seems they haven't been stealing cars, but they have admitted to ripping badges from them. This isn't a knuckle duster in his hand, but a chrome Audi emblem from a car.
What are you going to do with them?
If a handful of badges have turned up in their trouser pockets, what could they have stashed in their backpacks?
Nothing sharp in there?
No.
Audis? What were you planning on doing with them?
I've no idea.
You've no idea?
I feel like gluing them back on now.
Well, it's a bit late for that. They might be young boys, but it looks like they've caused some serious damage. These emblems are worth up to £25 each.
Crikey. How many have you done?
It's becoming clear they've had a very busy night.
They've been taking car badges off of cars in the car park. Quite a few, looks like.
The teenagers are young enough to be Boy Scouts. Perhaps they thought this haul would win them a collector's badge. It's time to count the takings from their evening's work.
They'll no doubt be arrested for theft from a motor vehicle, times 57.
It's a huge amount of badges, and they just keep coming.
There's another one on the floor. I think that makes 58, unless I've lost count. I'll have to go back to school.
Along with the badges are the tools of their trade. And the rusty screwdrivers aren't the only things these vandals have got tucked away.
It's a catapult. Quite a nasty thing.
Also in their bags is cider. A recent survey discovered that 20% of young teenagers drink at least once a week.
We'll have a look around, but we'll probably have to wait for the owners in the morning to give us a ring. There'll be a few statements to take, I expect.
It's time for Steve to spell out the consequences.
If you get charged, you go to a youth court.
Would you get a criminal record or not?
If you go to court, you would do, yeah.
Okay. So there's no chance we replacing it or anything like that?
Well, that could be arranged afterwards, but obviously the offence has been committed already, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I know. It's just stupid. We're just stuff. It's stupid.
All four are in serious trouble with the law. They're also keeping some hungry customers from their closing time kebab.
Because they're all juveniles, they won't be arrested tonight because of the manpower. They've all been taken back to their parents, and then arrangements will be made at a later date to interview them and process them for the offence.
The four lads don't realise how much trouble they're in. For now, it's a special escort straight back to face their folks to explain their actions.
They've apparently they've tied string around some of them and yanked them off, and then they've used a screwdriver for some others. And they haven't even got any reason as to what they would do once they've obtained the badges. So, stupid, needless crime, really.
In total, the four boys stole over £1,000 worth of badges. The damage to the vandalised cars could run into tens of thousands. The gang were all eventually questioned, and all four were given official police cautions. When police carry out routine stop checks, they never know what they're going to get. In Florida, the person behind the wheel of this red SUV was seen driving erratically, so officers decide to pull him. Seeing the blues in the mirror, the driver indicates into a car park. It all seems routine. But in the car park, instead of slowing or even stopping, the driver just floors it. Well, he tries to.
West going south halfway, correction, north on south halfway, like this,
And things rapidly start going downhill. Dangerous and uncontrolled, the driver almost smashes into the patrol car. For their own safety, the police keep their distance from the reckless runaway. Suddenly, up ahead, they spot a fireball.
Stand by, I got a car fire or something on the side. Looks like he's crashed. He's crashed, send me rescue. 1068, he's on fire, whole vehicle's on fire.
The driver has ploughed straight into a tree, setting his SUV alight. He's trapped inside, and the petrol tank could explode at any second.
Come on, get out! I'm getting out. Get out, come on! Come on, come on! Come on, hurry up! My right ankle's... Get out! You're gonna burn to death! Come on! I'm trying! Pull it! Come on! Pull it! Pull it out! Come on! I'm out, sir. Come on! My seatbelt is caught me. I don't care! Come on! Come on! John, come on! I'm sorry, sir. Come on! Come on! Casualty to society. I fucked up. I'm a fuck. I don't care. Come on! I'm coming around. Oh my God! You okay? Yes, sir. I'm positive. You're not going nowhere. Come on. I understand. I'm not going nowhere because I'm under arrest.
The cop risked his own life to save the driver, who screamed his ankle was trapped in the car. Luckily, the officer and passerby pulled him to safety with moments to spare. A few seconds later, the tyres start to blow, and the entire vehicle is engulfed in flames. The fire brigade eventually puts out the blaze, but if it hadn't been for the brave officer, the driver wouldn't have stood a chance. The driver turned out to be drunk, and the vehicle was stolen. Every year in America, over 10,000 people are killed because of drunk drivers. Back in Devon, it's a foggy day in February. Giles Bedson and Roger Hocking from the Road Crime Unit are sitting up near the M5 monitoring their ANPR camera. The high-tech kit can tell if a passing vehicle is stolen, has no insurance or is linked to a crime.
Just set up at junction 27 just off the M5. We've got a few of our units marked dotted around. It's the sort of main gateway to our force, really, so we try and keep a good presence up here when we're not tasked with other things, and we'll see what comes through.
And it's not long before their system alerts them to a van.
We're just going after a white Volkswagen Caddy van. It looks a bit tatty and it's come up as having no insurance on the PNC system, so we're just making our way after that now.
PNC is the Police National Computer, which holds details for every vehicle in the UK.
I don't think he's actually seen us, mate. Give him some noise, mate.
Either the driver isn't checking his wing mirrors, or he's ignoring the police. Eventually, he turns into an industrial estate and stops.
Hello, mate. We're trying to get you to stop by there. I don't know if you didn't see us, or...
I heard something. I don't know what you were doing, because...
Oh, right. Would have been an idea to stop then, really, rather than keep going.
Come to a safe spot and pulled over. Why?
Have you got your licence with you, please? The reason we stopped you, the car's shown as having no current keeper and no insurance at the moment.
Just bought.
Oh, yeah?
The insurance says under IBEX insurance.
It's estimated that 1 in 5 motorists in Britain isn't insured.
Take a seat in there.
Hiya, all right, usual crap.
It's not usual crap. You're driving around in a car that's got no insurance against it. I don't know who's driving it, do I?
Listen, mate, we've been through this 15,000 times. Last year I got
Well, you need to get your house in order then, don't you?
3 or 4 times a week, mate.
Well, not in this car, you haven't.
Oh.
He's a gentleman we stopped a few times before. Usually gets a bit agitated with this, but, you know, he's got no insurance shown on the car, so we just need to verify it somehow. And the only way you can do that is by stopping him, so...
What name's your insurance policy in, please?
It's in the name of... I'm a named driver.
He's a motor trader, is he?
Yep, motor trader's policy.
OK.
Despite not having any documents, the man claims he is covered under somebody else's motor trading insurance. Now he tries to phone the policyholder.
His phone's off.
With no answer from the trader, Giles explains the predicament.
Well, it's up to you to provide the details to us now. You know, it's your car.
It's time to give the policyholder one more try.
Yeah, mate, give us a shout back. I need to speak to you urgent, mate. Cheers.
Still no luck.
How we doing?
Yeah, the man's not at home, so we're just waiting for the phone call back.
Got under my own policy as well.
Yeah? Well, want to do?
Oh, you want a policy, my policy?
Well, I didn't ask for any policy that will cover you to drive that vehicle.
Right, can you find my policy there, elephant.com?
It's getting more confusing by the minute. Now the man says he's covered on his own insurance as well as the trader's policy. The only problem is he can't prove it. It's all starting to test Giles's patience.
Yeah. So for somebody that's been stopped so many times, you thought you'd carry a copy?
Why do I have to carry my documents around with me?
Oh, because you don't have to sit in the back of a police car for 25 minutes wasting my time when I try and find
Am
them out.
I like any other innocent person? Any other innocent person, you would treat anyone exactly the same. You would give me a producer and I'd be on my way.
He isn't up to date with the law. Rather than giving drivers 7 days to produce their documents, the police have the power to immediately seize cars with no insurance.
What is it you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? Unemployed at this present second.
Well, if he's not working, he can't be covered on company insurance.
I mean, the gentleman's unemployed at the moment, so he doesn't work for the...
I work for Mr.
You said you're unemployed earlier?
I work for Mr. sometimes a week, yes.
Right.
I have to tell you everything I do.
It changes every 2 seconds what the gent's saying. So.
It's a confusing situation.
What's your employment status with
Mr. vehicles for him.
Yes, so...
vehicles, deliver vehicles, I clean vehicles for him, I do any work that needs doing on his vehicles.
So that's full-time, is it?
Part-time.
Part-time? Yeah. Right, OK. He's not insured part-time, he has to be a full-time employee, so...
Well, I work for him all the time, so...
Well, you just said part-time, didn't you?
Well, I mean...
OK.
Told us earlier you're unemployed as well.
Right, what we're going to be doing, we're going to be seizing the vehicle under SOCAP legislation. The time now is 11:30. You've been reported for using a vehicle with no insurance. You do not have to say anything. It may harm your defence if you don't make sure and question something that's later on in court. Anything you do say may be given... Would you like to say anything in response to that?
I work for Mr.
In the end, we were drawing blanks everywhere we phoned. We phoned the trade policy he said he was covered under, and they said only if he is a full-time employee of this chap and is working for them will he be covered. And he quite clearly stated to us that he was a part-time employee.
Part-time?
So that insurance policy wouldn't cover him. He then said he had insurance of his own, which didn't cover him to drive this particular vehicle. And now he said he's not even going to bother to come and collect it. So it suggests to me that he probably knows he's not insured and has just been playing the system. It'd be interesting to see whether he comes in to collect it.
Despite claiming he owned the van, the driver didn't collect it. Someone else did. As for the insurance, that's still being investigated. Still to come on Road Wars. Crashing entrances. Dog handler Darryl Drew is on his way to a serious traffic accident. A car has lost control and crashed on a road outside Exeter.
Yes, the one vehicle RTC flipped over and in a field.
Yeah, Delta 84, got ambulance on scene here.
There were 5 lads in the car when it crashed. The drivers told the officers he swerved to avoid something and lost control.
Have we got anyone missing?
No, everyone's fine. 5 in the car.
Yeah.
Coming down around the corner. Driver states that something went across him in the road.
Yeah.
He's broke, swerved, back end's come out. He's only passed his test 2 days ago.
Right.
Lost control.
Darryl goes to speak to the young driver who's been treated in the ambulance.
Fellas, it's your lucky day.
It is,
Bloody
thankfully.
hell.
Tell ya. Seatbelt save lives.
These are the passengers. They're just happy to have come out unscathed. But the driver's dad has arrived at the scene. His son's in the ambulance, but he seems more interested in the camera.
All right, steady, fellas. Whoa.
Dad, wait,
Calm down. Steady, fellas, steady.
He's in a cell.
Whose dad are you?
Right? He's the driver's dad.
All right. Look, I'm Mike from the ambulance. Let me talk to you, all right? You calm?
Fucking filming somebody.
The driver's dad came from nowhere. Overcome with emotion, he shoves the camera straight into the hedge. With the dad now calm, Darryl takes control of the situation.
He's just over there. He's fine. He's just a bit shaken up.
He's not going to do a runner, is he?
No. He's literally passed probably less than a week ago.
No, it's 2 days ago. Delta 84, I am code 6. We've got 5 people here that were occupants. If we could have that another unit, I think the driver's a little bit upset to say the least.
Everyone's accounted for, but there's still one thing missing: the crashed car.
Where did he go in?
It's come off the road, spun through the hedge and ended up on its roof in a ditch.
He's got it slightly wrong, hasn't he? Yeah. Holy shit.
Daryl's seen fatalities in lesser smashes.
Must have all had their seatbelts on then.
The car is such a state, Daryl can barely recognise what make it is.
Should come back, I think, as a Vauxhall Corsa.
Seat Ibiza.
Oh, is it? It's a Seat Ibiza, apparently. It's rolled about 5 or 6 times, I think, through a hedge and into a field.
Statistics show that 1 in 5 young drivers crash their car in the first year of driving. And the number of deaths involving these drivers is on the increase.
Phil, we don't seem to have any injuries at all, really, according to ambulance. But I think we need to breathalyse the driver at the very least. Quite a robust little car.
Very lucky,
aren't they just?
It's the law to belt up for good reason. Seatbelts save over 2,000 lives in Britain every year. This driver passed the breathalyser test and no further action was taken. But the car was a write-off, and the lad was left to talk it over with his emotional father. We've seen our fair share of reckless driving on road wars, but this drunk motorist in America is taking so-called joyriding to a whole new level. He's just driven his car right through the entrance to a shopping mall in Georgia. It's 11:15 at night. Nobody's there, but the bizarre off-road driver is being caught on camera. The late-night shopper has got the whole place to himself. He might be peckish, but the food hall is closed. So he'll just have to make do with window shopping. He's followed the exit signs. And he's out of the mall. Instead of hearing, "Have a nice day," the sirens are ringing in his ears. He's stopped by a security guard and a policeman. But this man still has one more stunt to pull. He hits the cop in the face. It's a quick one too, but the security guard reaches for his pepper spray. The spray has had an instant effect, and the fighter is finally brought under control. Stephen Lowe claimed he was looking for his wife in the mall. For his late-night escapades, Lowe was jailed for 10 years. Perhaps he misunderstood the meaning of a drive-through. If that was a drive-through, this is a drop-in. The hapless robber is trying to break into a pharmacy in Florida, but falls through the roof, causing over £500 worth of damage. He's made it into the shop, but has seriously hurt his leg, and now he's locked inside. This thief's in the right shop to find some pain relief tablets, but he's in no state to start stealing. He's forced to crawl out on his hands and knees, with his tail firmly between his legs. In a rush to get out, he leaves one of his shoes behind. The police later found the trainer and linked it to him. He was promptly arrested. That's what you call a fall guy.
A suicidal young Hispanic man has barricaded himself in his family's home, and a rookie cop has his first job using the hammer for entry. Miami SWAT, more nail-biting new reality next. And New Road Wars is back on Sky 1 HD next Monday night at 10.